Okay, hi guys. I welcome you to the second day of Inktober. I'm very hopeful today should go well. I've got the stuff up already, or on Twitch, so I gotta see the chat. Hang on, I gotta find a way to mute it though. I'm trying to monitor it, but it's not doing so well here. No, how do I make it just chat only? I just want to see the chat. Crap. How do I? Chat only. There we go. All right. So hopefully I can't hear myself. I can't. So there we go. But I can see the chat, which is awesome. Now let's see if I can get two things going at once. That is very loud on my end. There we go. Turn that down. Okay. Turn this to that. I'm going to close that and boom. Okay, here we go. Ah, no. All right. We'll see how this works. All right. I will check in with you guys in a bit. In the meantime, hello, welcome to the art stream. We're continuing where we left off yesterday. I did do some base colors just to get that out of the way. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go in and finish shading those base colors. Oh, and highlighting and all that junk. So that's what we're going to start off with today. Fun times. I wanna let her take control. As every time she gets closer, pulls me in enough to keep me guessing. Maybe I should stop and start confessing. Oops, that is the wrong layer. Then holding me back, like my faces and tear up my reputation. You manipulate my decisions. Baby, there's nothing holding me back. Then holding me back. Holding me back. Love it. To everybody naked. Doesn't back to wait. Into hesitation. Pulls me in enough to keep me guessing. Maybe I should stop and start confessing. Oh, I've been shaking my love it when you go crazy. You take all my inhibitions. Baby, there's nothing holding me back. My faces and tear up my reputation. Manipulate my decisions. Baby, there's nothing holding me back. Holding me back. Lost our mind, we took it way too far. I know we'd be alright. We would be alright if you were by my side. And you stumbled in the dark. I know we'd be alright. We would be alright as we lost our minds and we took it way too far. I know we'd be alright. No, we would be alright if we were by my side. Stumbled in the dark. I know we'd be alright. We would be alright. A big chicken, you know it when you go crazy. Take all my inhibitions. Baby, there's nothing holding me back. With me races, I tear up my reputation. Manipulate my decisions. Baby, there's nothing holding me back. Nothing holding me back. So fear, baby, with me, baby. There's nothing holding me back. Okay, let's check on the chat, shall we? Nothing but hello to whoever my lovely viewers are. I hope you're having a good time. I hope you're not put off by, I don't know, my crazy singing. Oh, I lost a viewer. Oh, that's not, sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Let's see. Playlist. Yeah, fine, okay. No. I can't sing along to these songs anymore. Yeah, let's just go back. Okay. Alright. So we're still doing the block-in shading. But we'll be finished with this pretty soon, and then we'll get on to basically blending this in with the color beneath it. Running around, being my dirt all on my name. You know that I knew that I'd kill you up. And running around, going round, there'll be a party in LA. You know that I knew that I'd be at one. I know that truth is karma, perfume regret. You got me thinking about when you were mine. Now I'm all up on you. What you expect? You've been falling home with me tonight. I just want attention. You don't want my heart. You just get the thought of me with someone new. You just want attention. I know from the start. You're thinking sure I'll never give it over you. Oh, now I'm running around doing that dirt on my name. There's no that I knew that I'd blow you up. Another way, we're staring face to face. Video that you won. Oh, no, the truth is karma. I feel regret. You got me thinking about when you were mine. Up on ya, what you expect? So you're coming home with me tonight. Just want attention. You don't want my heart. Maybe you just get the thought of me with someone new. You just want attention. From the start. You're just thinking sure I'll never get over you. Oh, do it to me. What are you doing, huh? What are you doing to me? What are you doing, huh? What are you doing to me? What are you doing, huh? What are you doing to me? What are you doing, huh? No, the dress is karma, perfume regret. You got me thinking about when you were mine. And now I'm all up on ya. What you expect? So you're coming home with me tonight. You just want attention. You know from my heart. You just need the thought of me with someone new. You just want attention. You knew from the start. You're just thinking sure I'll never get over you. You do to me? What are you doing? Ah. What are you doing to me? What are you doing? Ah. What are you doing from the start? This weekend shall never get over you. No. Okay, so now that we got that locked in, hey! Look, it's Izzy! Well, I'm glad you like that song. I like it too. That's why I was singing to it. I had to, like, keep jumping back and forth, though, because I can't keep Twitch and YouTube open at the same time. Although, hang on one second. I'm gonna try something out. Let's see if this works. Hang on one second. Sorry for the double image screen of death. All right. So I'm gonna very quickly see if I can get this to work. All right. So this is the da-da-da-da-da. And then I just want the chat. So what I'm gonna do is very quickly I'm gonna mute my own computer. And then how do I do this? I just want to see the chat, so hide chat. No, I don't see the chat, so how do I do that? Crap. Can't I just pull the chat out? No? Is that not an option? Oh, well, I'm glad your sink got fixed and that you cooked dinner. Dinner is always good. How do I get the freaking chat to come out? That's all I want. I just want to see the chat. How do I do that? This is ridiculous. Twitch, help me. How do you do this? No? Can I just not do this at all? Chat options. Why can't I do... Okay, fine. So I guess I'm just have to keep checking back in repeatedly. So, dang it. Sorry about that, guys. All right. Well, yes. Hello. Double image screen death. Yeah, because I can't, for some reason, whatever reason anyway, I can't get window capture to work with Manga Studio. So I have to use screen capture, and that captures OBS when I'm running it too. So I'm like, this is ridiculous. A lot of the things right now are ridiculous. But hi, Izzy. Ooh, roasted pork shoulder. That sounds good. Oh, crap. I used blend instead of blur. Hello, blur. You're the tool I need. Alright, so I figured out last time why it seemed like everything was so big and my picture was so small. It was because I actually had opened up the thumbnail, the transparent thumbnail, and was working on that instead. So I had to go in and resize the image. So now it's slightly larger. It's a little bit smaller than what I normally work with, but that's fine. I can always like change the size later if I need to. It's mildly irritating. And then I had to go in and change a few things because I realized that I got details of Lebka's outfit wrong. Not the gloves, because I was leaving those out on purpose, but because this is his outfit. Like, this is the first time I drew him, so I was like, oh, dang it, I got stuff wrong. So I had to go back and change a few things. Like, the sleeves. It was just the sleeves, really. So I had to go back and change them. So I had to go in and, like, clone tool the texture and the arm color. Because I was like, not going in here and, like, doing this all again for this one little tiny piece of thing. So, murder Twitch for you. Yes, he is still a pretty boy. Which wasn't actually, like, by intention. I just really wanted him to be, like, not a manly guy and have long hair and stuff. Like, I wasn't really going for, like, pretty boy, but they kind of turned out like that, and I was like, whatever, it still looks cool. I'm gonna keep it. Alright, so if I'm not responding to the chat, it's just because, yeah. But don't worry, I'm still here. Yeah, that'll work. I think. No. I really like this song, though. We'll just stick with that. Nobody needs you, not like I do. The moon and the stars are both jealous of you. I don't wanna be without your love. Will never mean the world, but it ain't enough. Cause I'm another day without your touch. Embarrass me tomorrow if the world gets rough. Punish my love. Punish my love. Punish my. Punish my love. Punish my love. Punish my love. Punish my love. And I don't wanna be without your love. What's good for me, the world, it ain't enough. Said another day without your touch. Promise me tomorrow if the world gets rough. Punish my love. Punish my love. Punish my love. Punish my love. Okay, that's done. So now we're going to go in with a layer on multiply and do our gradients. My love. Oh! Oops. Whoopsie daisy. Hey, there's Eamon. I recognize that username. Hi, Eamon. And Seaberry. Hi, Barry. Is that bad day curls in a corner or just coming to hang out, chilling in the corner? Oh, I'm sorry you had a bad day. Aw. Dude, that sucks, you guys. I'm sorry you guys aren't having, like, good days. I'm not really having the best day either. But that's because I had to go and check on my grandma. And she's 92, and she recently had a fall, and, I don't know, like, it was 1 o'clock when I went to go see her, and she's normally, like, up and about and, like, ready to eat lunch by then, but she was not even awake and, like, didn't really wake up when I was there. It, like, took a lot of effort just to get her up to drink some water. And God, her place is always so warm. She like keeps the thermostat at like 95 degrees, so it's like like it was like 80 at the highest today, but my grandma's place, it was like so warm in there. I was just sweating and just dying. Like I came back from walking her dog for her, and it was actually warmer in her room than it was outside. I was like, I feel like I'm dying in this room. I'm sweating so much, and it's like no wonder she doesn't feel good. It's because like she's probably dehydrated. She's been sleeping all day, hasn't had any water, and like she has people there that are looking after her. It's just like, you know, if she's sleeping, they just let her sleep, and I'm like, that's fine, but she's been asleep all day, and that makes me worried. You know, because that's not good for you. It's not good to sleep all day long. Well, my uncle and aunt are coming into town tomorrow, so they'll be able to to look after her then. And yeah, I went to go check on my my other aunt and uncle's place to check in on their cats. Because they have so many cats, you guys. So many freaking cats. Because my aunt likes to feed the feral cats that like live around their neighborhood. So I had to go over there and make sure the feral cats had food. As well as their indoor cat, who has some understandable anger management issues. That poor cat. Like, some of the feral cats are actually allowed inside, and I'm just like, I feel so bad for this indoor cat that was here first. Poor Cookie. She's such a pretty cat too. She's such a pretty kitty, and she's like, she just has to put up with so much. Yes, hello everybody. Yeah. It's not, it's actually not hospice care. She's actually at a very nice, retirement facility, and she and the family actually pays a lot of money so that she can have, because there's a nursing staff there 24/7, and like they come in and provide care, help her get dressed, take her to dinner, and that kind of place. So like it's good care. It's just, I think, you know, I think if she's sleeping, they let her sleep instead of getting her up and having her do stuff. So I'm glad you enjoy watching the art. I try to do my best to make sure it's enjoyable. For my brothers, always wondered how far we could go. If you could peek through the scene above us, there'd be no point of us looking below. We would be free. We could be free. Finally, we could be free. Back to the darkness of pain to suffer. I can't sing along to this. Like, I try so hard, but I can't. Ooh, yeah, this one I can. Because I don't like country music unless it's about the devil, apparently. Well, I know of sin by the things Mama prayed. I know of heaven by the line at its gate. I know of truth and America's way. Come drink the water if you want to be saved. Don't drink the water if it's not from my stream. It's a still water if it's not flowing free. Don't drink the water at the watering hole. 'Cause you ain't got money, they can't save your soul. And all God's people said amen. And all God's people said amen. I know of sin by the things Mama prayed. I know of heaven by the line at its gate. I know of truth and America's way. So come drink the water if you wanna be saved. And all God's people said amen. And all God's people said amen. Nobody prays unless they lose a son. They don't believe in God till the war's to be won. I know of lies by the truths I've been told. The biggest one is that we're not growing old. And it's not a sin if it don't make me cry. It's not the devil unless there's fire in his eyes. It ain't the ghost if it don't speak in tongues. It's not a victory till the battle's been won. And all God's people said amen. And all God's people said amen. Mm-hmm. 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 Hi, Affy. Good to see you on the chat. I wonder if I can play GW2 with the stream on. I just got started on GW2 and I'm not sure how I feel about it. I recently started playing again after like Gears of War. I'm like, GW2. Why does that sound familiar? Why should I not be saying it like GW2? Gears of War 2. That's why. I've actually never played Gears of War. I think it's mostly because like for the most part, I'm not a big fan of shooters. I don't do well at them, and it's just not something I'm terribly into. The one exception being Mass Effect, mostly because it's not really a shooter. Like that's really the only the only exception. I like in general I'm not a really big fan of shooters. Just because like the first person perspective tends to the shaking of the camera tends to make me sick. Because I have played other first person shooters like I played Fear, which is like a first person shooter / horror game, and God, like the way the camera was just I was so sick. Like I had to set it down and stop playing because I thought I was gonna throw up. Yeah, Mass Effect does have better story. Guild Wars 2! Guild Wars! Oh! Okay, never mind. I was wrong. I'm sorry. I've actually never played Guild Wars either, so that would also be why. I feel stupid now. I tried, man. I tried very hard. I'm not up on lingo. Like, I have this problem of, like, I don't pay attention to games that I have no interest in, like, that I don't play. Like, I'm not playing it, so I'm just not going to pay attention to it. Which is awful. Aw, I'm glad you like my rambling. I do it often enough on streams and everything else. Everything's a ramble here at APG. Everything's a rapple on art stream days. Okay, so we're doing the second part of the shading, which is using our gradient tool on a multiply layer mask to create some darker shadows, just to make things have better depth and to make things pop a bit more. It's also going to be really good for some of the darker effects I'm going to do later. Like when this gets mostly finished and then I start working on the background, that's when things are going to get fun. So much fun. I have big plans for this piece, you guys. And hopefully it shouldn't take me very long to get to those plans. Because I've been like powering through my artwork like insanely fast. At least for me. Insanely fast for me. I should always put that disclaimer. For me. Because I was not fast to begin with. But I've been powering through my artwork a lot faster lately. And I think it's because, one, I don't have as much to do during the day since I lost one of my writing jobs. And two, I finally found a coloring style that I like and that I can get done fairly quickly. So, as you can clearly see here. Just want to shade this one section here because I forgot it. Apparently. There we go. Oh, sudden tension in my back. That's not good. Okay. Alright, got the shadows done. So we're gonna make those one layer. And then we're gonna leave this on normal for now until I decide I'd rather put it on screen. And then we're gonna pick our lighter color. Now we're gonna do some highlights using our airbrush tool. I'm gonna find my music again. There we go. Airbrush tool. The color in your cheeks. I got that feeling that you got soap inside that sticks around like someone's in your teeth. as amazes up your sleeve. No idea that you're in deep. Dreamt about you nearly every night this week. Any secrets can you keep? There's a tune I found that makes me think of you somehow, and I play it on repeat till I fall asleep. And then drinks on my city. And I wanna know if this feeling flows both ways. I'll see you go. And I'm hoping that you'd stay. We both know. Sing things you can't say every day. Falling back to you. I thought I'd call and when you had a few, as I always do. I'm too busy being lost to fall for a surround of you. I'm all into going back to you. Wondering with your heart still open, and if so, what wanna know what time it shuts. Simmer down and pucker up. I'm sorry to interrupt, it's just I'm constantly on the cusp of trying to kiss you. I don't know if you feel the same as I do. We could be together if you want me to. I wanna know if this feeling flows both ways. I just see you go. I'm hoping that you'd stay. We both go. Our two nights will make the same things that you can't say to my redeem. Calling back to you. I got a calling when you've had a few. Always do. Maybe I'm too busy being lost to fall for a surround of you. I'm all into calling back to you. If this feeling flows both ways, I just see you go. I'm hoping that you'd stay. We both know our nights make the same things that you can't say to my redeem. I wanna know where you lost to fall for you go. On a calling back, wanna know, on a calling back to you. I don't know, like when I got Origins, I think I played it like 10 times and I got through like all the Origins, and I think I finished like 5 of them before I was finally like, okay, I'm done, I'm gonna play a new game now. But I think that's because I'm a bit of a completionist and I'm like, I need to know how every possible thing goes in a game. It's why stuff like Skyrim I both love and hate, because the part of my brain that's like, but I need to finish it is like, but it's never finished. And then the OCD part of my brain that's like, but I need to get all the things is like, oh my god, I can't get all the things. How do I function? What do I do? And I'm just like, I can't do this. I can't. And it's why I only play like a few games at a time. Like when Robert buys like or Alch buys like 2,000 games at a stop. I'm like, oh my god, because like the part of my brain that's like, I need to finish all of these for him is like, this is impossible, and I just start freaking out because like I'm so used to be getting like sucked in and so involved in my games that I just can't stop until they're finished. Like the one exception is Psychonauts, and that's just because that last level is just impossible. It's like the difficulty shoots up like the sudden appearance of an 8-foot tall tarantula, and like it's ridiculous. So I was just like, I don't know why this suddenly became so difficult. It's like the game was like was like fairly easy throughout most of the playthrough. Like there were difficult parts, and don't get me wrong, but like for the most part, Psychonauts is like fairly easy and just fun to play through for the most part. And then you get to this like the last freaking level, and then it's like, oh my god, I'm gonna die, and there's no beating this thing, and oh my god, I've played this level 15 times and I'm still not done. So I've never actually seen the end. And the worst part about it is when I was first playing it, I was playing it when I was going to college in San Francisco, and one of my roommates beat it for me when I was not there. And I was like, I'm never going to see the ending to this game. Yeah, I have an insane amount of hours logged into so many different games. And if you've watched the channel and seen when we do the playthrough for Fallout, you'll know I tried playing Fallout on my own, and I got so frustrated that I decided I just wasn't going to play it. So I've only played it on the channel, which, then gets me frustrated because, like, Rob likes to do this thing where we bounce around between games. I'm like, I just want to finish one game. Like, I just like to sit down and finish a game, please, maybe. Just, please. And then he always points out, does it say Alch finishes games? It says the channel's called Alch Plays Games. I'm like, oh, you bastard. Well, that's coming in handy right now because I have just no motivation to play Mass Effect right now at all. I'm just so depressed about Mass Effect, you guys. After the news about what happened to the team and what happened to Andromeda, I was like, I guess I'm just not going to play this for a while. I'm too depressed. Like, it just makes me very sad to think about it. And I'm just like, I can't play this game. EA's ruined it for me. I just hope BioWare gets away from them sometime soon, like Bungie did. Right, okay, so MEA is good. Like, it was a good game. I don't know why it got so much, like, I understand why it got so much bad press at the start, but I mean, when you really look at like what happened behind the scenes, it's like it's so clear that EA was being just dicks, and everyone blamed the developer BioWare for like stuff that clearly was not really like stuff that was like out of their control. Like EA basically saying you have to use the Frostbite engine, and Mass Effect being like, but we don't want to use the Frostbite engine. Like we wanted to use a different one because this is a game about exploration, and Frostbite is great for like first-person shooters, but it's not so great for like big exploratory games because it can't handle that kind of stuff. And EA was like, we don't care. It worked for this other series, so you're gonna use it, and it basically changed like the way the whole game had to be written and the way that the game was set up. And I'm like, that's awful to do. And then on top of it, like, then you got all this bad press from the beta, which I'm like, it's the freaking beta, guys. Like, of course it's gonna have glitches. It's a beta. That's why we have beta testing. And, like, the release date, you could see, like, BioWare desperately wanted to, like, release it at a later date, and EA was just like, no, we're gonna release it now. And, yeah, no, so I feel like BioWare just got the shaft, and now we're not gonna get any more Mass Effect games because it just got such bad press and no one's going to buy the game anymore, which is so stupid. We don't even get DLC for for Andromeda, which is ridiculous. Anyway, so I'm too depressed to play Mass Effect anymore. So I've been playing, whatchamacallit, I've been playing Dragon Age, again. Just because it's my Xbox One, I don't have my old saves. Alright, so highlights are done. But let's see. Where's my output screen? Nah. Normal's good. Oh, hiccup. Okay, now we're gonna... We talk about not to my single ball. You know, I see a big soul makes a broken hero. It's all smile, look at my single ball. You know, I'm seeing a big soul makes a broken hero. I see me the better go to my room. Nope. There's just a ghost and I can't stop myself from loving her. Said you see me the better go for mother. And it's awesome after my single ball. You know, I see my bed soul makes a broken hero. And a broken head. Oh, let you see me, so bad to go to my room. Yeah, it's just a ghost and I cannot stop myself from loving her. Can't you see me on the bed, so together forever? She is just a ghost and I cannot stop myself from loving her. Can't you see me, honey, save me? Can you see me, brother? Can you see me on the bed when I go to my room? I think I'm gonna go with that one. No, maybe not. Let's try multiply. That makes it too dark. Can't see it. Can't really see it. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that one. That looks good. We'll go with that. We'll go with Gold Dodge. Why not? Why not, you guys? What's goodness gracious? What did I do? Did I go off about MEA again? Anyways, what I was doing is I was incorporating a pattern for his vest shirt thing and sleeves, leaving it out of the gem, and I'm trying to basically create a more in-depth look for it. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create some texture for the gem by using a similar technique to what I did for the fingernails. Because like I said, I love using the Poral for shiny surfaces and creating just that, like, that looks so cool. I don't need it that shiny though. Just that shiny look that you wouldn't normally get. I think we're gonna go with that. That looks good. Okay. All right, so then we finished that layer. And we're gonna move on to the next one. To be fair, my diffuses gave me this paint management, so yeah. Scaly clothes, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I know Mana doesn't have it easy, poor thing. Yeah, okay. Oh no. Oops. I put my color palette on the same layers I did. Oh well. That's an easy fix. And every day, and when the sun shines, in the shade, not too low, not too young, and game with the moonlight far away, I can hear the call. I'm out of my head, of my heart, and my mind, 'cause you can run but you can't hide. I'm gonna make you mine, out of my head, of my heart, and my mind, 'cause I can feel how your flesh now is crying out for more. And weary tale, which is in your eyes. No mistake, too close, not too far. The pain, when it's on side. As myself, as I hear your call. I'm out of my head, of my heart, and my mind. 'Cause you can run but you can't hide. I'm gonna make you mine. Out of my head, of my heart, and my mind. 'Cause you can feel how your flesh now is crying out for more. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Out of my head, of my heart, and my mind. Ooh, 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 ooh. Out of my head, of my heart, and my mind. I'm out of my head, of my heart, and my mind. 'Cause I can run but you can't hide. I'm gonna make you mine. Out of my head, of my heart, and my mind. 'Cause you can feel how your flesh now is crying out for more. Ooh, 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 ooh. Wonderful land, candy and gin, ice cream. Without you, watch it. Can't sing along to this one either. I can't try. I try so hard, but I can't. And I will sing along to that one badly, but yeah. Oh. Hey, somebody recognized the song. I hope you enjoyed that, Izzy. I hope you enjoyed my horrible rendition of it. Well, maybe it's not horrible. It's just, I don't know. I don't know how I sound when I sing, and I tend not to listen to myself when I do the streams. Or I try not to anyway. But I hope you guys are having fun. We're working on the eyes now. And both the shoulder eye and Lepka's normal eyes. And then now that we've finished with the base shade, oh, and also the top part of the sleeves. And now that we've finished with the base shade, we're going to go on and do the multiply gradient. So what we're going to do is take our selection tool and select the area where we're going to be filling in the gradient, and then get layers on multiply. It's locked, so that means it's not going to show up on any other layer, which is good news for us. We're just going to take the tool in and create those darker shadows. It's okay if you're biased, I won't say anything. Alright. I'm gonna sing badly to this, but I don't care. I like this song. Hey, 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 hey. There was such a man in Russia long ago. He was big and strong, and his eyes are flaming gold. And I loved him with terror and with fear. But to Moscow chicks, he was such a lovely dear. She could preach a Bible like a preacher, full of ecstasy and fire. But he also was the kind of teacher women would desire. Oh, Rasputin, lover of the Russian queen, Rose a cat that really was gone. Oh, Rasputin, Russia's greatest love machine. Well, it's a shame how he carried on. Those Russian men were never mind the Tsar, because our chocolate is really wunderbar. Our invented state, it wasn't meant to please, was real great when he had a girl to squeeze. Oh, the queen, he was no wheelie dealer, though she'd heard the things he'd done. She believed he was a holy healer who would heal her son. Rah, rah, Rasputin, lover of the Russian queen, was a cat that really was gone. Rah, rah, Rasputin, Russia's greatest love machine. It's a shame how he carried on. I'll do one more, people. Let's do something about this outrageous man became louder and louder. Go, command his enemies. The ladies beg, don't you try and do it, please. I was sent to tease. There'll be no chance. A sweet brute, they just fell into his arms. And one night some men of higher standing set a trap, they're not to blame. To visit us they kept demanding, and he really came. Rah, rah, Rasputin, lover of the Russian queen, was a poison into his wine. Rah, rah, Rasputin, lover's latest love machine, rock it all and said I feel fine. Rasputin, lover of the Russian queen, and put some poison into his wine. Rasputin, lover of the slum machine, you drink it all instead and feel fine. Rasputin, lover of the Russian queen, and quit, they wanted his head. Rasputin, lover's greatest love machine, as I shot him till he was dead. Oh, those Russians. Sorry, I just really like that song. Oh, okay, so probably the next thing I'm gonna do is, in fact, his hair and tentacles, just because they're gonna be the same shade. I don't know why I decided to do the gold first. I think it was just because I had a good palette for it, and I was like, yeah, let's do that. So I ended up doing that. And I'm going to set this to screen, I think. Just because I think it looks just a bit better. Just a bit. It's always a good idea to zoom out from time to time to get a look at it so you know how it looks from a larger perspective. Okay, looking good. So we're going to go ahead and boop. And then now we're going to add some texture, and we're going to start with the eyes, just because those are going to be easy. Again, we're taking our pearl pen tool and using that to basically bullshit a shiny texture for the eyes, since eyes are pretty shiny. And then we're going to mess around with the layer mask until we find one that works. Okay, so let's see. Multiply, color burn. Screen. Color dodge. Add glow. As the world might do me in, it's alright, 'cause I'm with friends. I'm getting up again, no matter. I think we're going to stick with overlay. Your ghost, the thought I hated the most. So I'm getting up again, and this time my mind just disappear. Oh, babe. Oh, this time I might just baby. I might just disappear. Oh, this time I might just baby. Forgive me that I'm done. So my just sickest ones. Spit out in the dreams, it doesn't matter. I'm giving up the ghost. Fuck, it's you I hated the most. There's no guarantee, it doesn't matter. 'Cause I might just disappear. Oh, babe. This time Mama just is Mama, baby. Mama, my mama just disappear. My mama just is mama, baby. Mama just disappear. So mama just is mama, baby. Mama just disappear. I'm getting itchy. And we're gonna have to quit the music for a little bit because my head's itchy. Headphones make me itchy. Oh, this is because my hair's so short right now. Oh god. Hope everyone's still having a good time in the chat. Alright, so now that we've got those finished, I'm gonna go ahead and erase this up in the top. No, I need that one. So that's gone. Okay, so we've got the eyes down at least. Well, the iris. Anyway, like where the color is. So now we're gonna work on his hair. And I don't need that one. And tentacles. Hair and tentacles. Because they're similar colors. They're basically the same colors. Oh right, I need to fix his hair bone. Because that's what it really looks like. Huh. Okay, so we're going to very quickly redraw his hair bone so it matches up with the hair bone he's already got. Because I am all about continuity here at APG, or Red puts art in your face. So, for the sake of continuity, we are going to adjust the shape of this hair bone so that it matches the previous incarnation. Also, previous incarnation one looks better anyway, so might as well stick with it. Good news is I've had some practice drawing curvy horn-like things lately. If you follow my art blog, you might know why that is. Okay, we're just gonna add some little texture lines here. Just to make it look a little more little more solid. And you know what, I'm going to repeat that down here. Just because I wanted it to be very clear that because Lepka is not rich at all in any way. He's never been rich, you know, he grew up in the wild with a witch for a mom, so never had a lot of money, but so he kind of, but he still wants to look good, so he basically made all of his accessories out of things that he had on hand. So bone and like common gemstones like quartz or agate that you could like easily find around, and like charcoal or really hard polished wood, or you know, that kind of thing for his jewelry. Because I didn't like, I wanted him to have jewelry, I just didn't want it to be, like, the rich kind. That would obviously set him apart as having cash when he clearly does not have cash. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and file, import, image. I need a reference, color palettes, icy berry. You're using a rice cooker? I haven't been using my rice cooker lately for when I cook rice, but I think that's just because I've been listening to my instructions from, whatchamacallit, come on, brain, work, the thing, what is the thing called? It is called Blue Apron, there we go. Wearing rings or something. Right? I feel like wearing rings is pretty difficult. Right, so he's got really dark hair. So we're gonna go with this really dark brown black. So, and that is my dog in the background being crazy. But he's always like that, so that's nothing new. So while it's gonna start off looking brown because of the shadow we're using, it's gonna come out black. Or at least so dark it might as well be black. Because you never want to use like directly black. I might pick out a couple different shades just to see if I don't like a different color palette of black better. I wear bracelets every now and then, and I have a couple of sets of rings I really like that I'll wear like on occasion. It's just because most of my day is spent typing or drawing, I don't usually do that. Alright, so we're going to pick out a couple of palettes here just so I can play around and see what I like. And have them on hand just in case I decide I like one for one thing and I don't like one for another thing. And we're trying to get as close to black as possible without actually crossing over because our lines are black and it wouldn't be good if we had our color blending it completely in with our lines just yet, because I'm going to go ahead and change the line color way at the end when I'm done basically coloring in the major, well, basically when I finish coloring him in, and then before I work on the background. Alright, so I like that one. Let's see, there's another one in here I like for black sometimes when I'm feeling adventurous. So let's see if I don't decide to use that one. Now to red. I want to go for darkish purpley colors. We're going to go over here and pick this out. Over here. Because this is pretty dark. But like if I'm having a good night out and I decide I want to get a little more dressed up for it, I'll wear bracelets sometimes or like at the very least a necklace or something. Because I do like jewelry, I just don't like makeup. And I don't like earrings because they give me a headache, so I tend not to wear them too much. Alright, so now that we've got our palettes, we're going to go ahead and color in his hair. Oh, I just realized the lines don't really blend in that well. Hang on a second. Black, we're gonna go in here and make sure. Oh, come on, goddammit. This is the problem with having resized my image is the new lines look so smooth and so thin, they don't blend in quite as well with the rest of the image. But that's fine. It's still an easy fix, more or less. There we go, that's better. Alright. And once I color it in, it won't be quite as noticeable. Alright. So now we're going to go on our new layer. And we're going to go ahead and start coloring in his hair. So we're going to start with the brown palette I chose, just because that seems like the more natural color for hair. So we're going to start with that. We're going to go ahead and take our pen tool and start off a little messy at first. We'll go in and clean it up with our hard eraser tool after. But this is basically just to get the base shade in and down. And I'm thinking I'm actually going to do separate shades for the hair and tentacles. That's I think what I've decided to do. Just because otherwise it'll be too much colors blending in with one another. And I'd rather not have that. The good thing about Lebka's hair, though, is because it's so crazy and he's constantly messing with it or putting it up in a different way, that so long as I have the bone hair pick in his hair, keeping some of it back, and I can basically manipulate how it looks however I want, because his hair is just super messy and curly and never in the same place as it was the day before. He doesn't really have a set style. Goddamn rat, my ceiling. Why does that look weird to me? Why does that look like that's coming out weird? I'm using the G pen, right? Yeah. Oh, the opacity was at 90%. That's why. Okay. That's fine. I'll just start over. Make sure your pen is set as at 100% opacity, by the way, guys. Otherwise, you'll have a little screw up like I just did. Oh, God. It's all day with Rat, you guys. It's all day. It never stops. It woke me up this morning with how loud it was. I'm gonna call the pest control guy and get him to come out and just take care of it, because I'm so tired of hearing this stupid demon/rat thing in my freaking ceiling. It doesn't scare me, it just annoys me. The constant, like, scritchy scratch in the ceiling is so annoying, you guys. I'm so done. Because it's so loud. I don't understand how one small, tiny little freaking thing can be so loud. And I thought rats were only active at night, so why is this stupid little thing active all the goddamn time? It's all the time, you guys. It's all the time. I can't take it anymore. It's too freaking loud. Stupid rat. I hate it. I hate that it's loud all the time. It drives me crazy. I mean, I think it matters just because, like, he's not completely supernatural. Like, Dampiers are listed as being more human than they are vampire. So, even if they are technically half dead, like, they don't get crazy amount of stuff from being, you know, the spawn of vampires. At least not in Pathfinder, anyway. So, like, they're still supposed to, like, look human since they're mostly human. Or as much like their other parent. I did see it. I'm pretty sure. Didn't I respond? I might not have seen it today just because I haven't been on Discord today. But I'm pretty sure I looked at it last night and I commented about it. I could be wrong. I'm kind of tired. I don't really remember what I did last night. I was basically in a surge of get my replies on Tumblr done, go to bed, wake up tomorrow, do all this shit. I'm so glad I don't have to do so much tomorrow. Like, tomorrow is cook dinner, do art stream, and that's it. So I've got lists to do tomorrow. Call pest control guy. It just sounds like it's, like, for real, it sounds like it's burrowing into the ceiling itself. We're digging into it, and it's very annoying. I just do not appreciate it at all. I'm not appreciative of this digging sound. Oh, yeah, the John Barrowman thing. That I did see. That was great. I enjoyed that. That was fun. So I may not have seen the rat thing, but I will definitely go look after the stream is done. I'm not going to look during the stream, but we'll totally look after the stream is done, I promise. And I'm still trying to see if I can get Alch to agree to me doing a not safe for work art stream at some point during Inktober. We'll see if he agrees to it. I'm not sure if he will. It would be cool if he did. I'd have to do it on something like Bacaro though, because Twitch would definitely not allow that. Which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I get why Twitch is that way. Okay. It's looking good. Looking good. Okay, I think we're mostly done, but now that I've discovered a problem, I'm going to go in and fix it very quickly with my copy stamp tool. I'm going to make this a lot smaller. 100% you guys would watch me draw dicks. Well, I'm glad. All the dick drawings. You guys are pretty ridiculous, but that's fine. I love you anyway. I just realized that's part of his beard and not his neck, so we're gonna go ahead and fix that. There we go, that's better. Oh my god, my dog is so loud tonight. You're not the one drawing dicks, I am. Is that it? You want to see how embarrassed I get while I draw dicks? Because it's not very embarrassed, you guys. I'm going to tell you that right now. Oh, what the hell? Hang on, I'm going to get a drink of water. I'll be right back. Oh. God, I keep a crap ton of water in my room. Oh, okay, that's better. Oh. I did not mean to, like, be hacking on camera. That's not good. Alright, so now we're gonna go in for shading. Where did I put my... There it is. Okay. Here we go. Somebody must be setting up Halloween decorations and staking them into the ground. Speaking of, I really need to get my skeleton out. It's the only Halloween decoration we have because Mom got rid of the other one, so... Because we used to have more, you guys. We did. We used to have more, but now all I have is a skeleton. Who I named Jack because I am not very creative when it comes to naming Halloween decorations. Oh, And there is an update on the drama, which I talked about in my last stream. Which, for a brief catch up for those of you who didn't get to hear about the crazy drama that is now a portion of my life. So I attend some trans group meetings for some non-binary folks like myself because I am bigender, which means like spend half of my time as a chick and the other half of my time as a dude. Um, uh, and it's weird and confusing and uncomfortable most of the time. But I'm fine with who I am, and that's not something I self-diagnosed either. That was something that was actually I actually worked that out with my my psychologist and my endocrinologist who after I got my because I have a hormone condition anyway, and after it was determined that like my hormones had stabilized and I was still having the gender dysphoria, but my psychologist stated basically like we went over it in detail, and it's like I don't really want to transition fully. I mean, I do kind of not want my tits anymore, like, or at least not so big, but like that's really it. For the most part, I'm fairly happy with my body, and I don't need the like breast reduction thing to happen immediately for me to be happy with who I am. It's just I spent half of my time wondering, like, forgetting that they're there and running into stuff, and the other half of my time being very aware that they're there. And anyway, I started going to these group therapy things just to connect to other trans people, and basically hang out with people who are in a similar position as to what I am. And I met some really cool people. They're really good friends of mine. We all started playing Pathfinder together too, which was nice. And if you've watched the channel, V goes to the same groups as I do, and same group as I do. And basically what's happening is this non-binary support group is getting there's this transgender nonprofit from Palm Springs, which is like the big city in Southern California. It's like, other than in Southern California, the top three is Los Angeles, San Diego, and Palm Springs. And Palm Springs has this really well established old gay community, but the problem is they're kind of old and set in their ways, and it's a very rich community, whereas the community I live in is really not so. We're not like, a lot of us are really unemployed or really poor and basically just struggling to get by. And this group has come in basically taking over our spaces and basically claiming that the events that we set up are events they set up, and which clearly is not the case. And they're being very aggressive about basically trying to take over what is a support group and turning it into this non-profit instead. So basically they're trying to tear down an existing trans community and replace it basically with their own, just so they can up their numbers in our area and basically use us. And the problem is like, I would be fine with a nonprofit coming in if they were actually helping the community, but they're not. They're basically just shutting us out and turning events which are there supposed to be there for therapy and support into fundraisers, which that's not what they're meant to be. And the fundraisers aren't even going to really help our community, because like, it's not like they're actively doing anything to help the situation where a lot of us are unemployed or have nowhere to go or have no money. Like, I know several of my friends have no housing situations that I can't help with, and in which need to be solved, in which they can't really afford to go anywhere, and it's a problem for them, and so this group is just basically like, they're not helping with that. They're just coming in and basically being on a power trip, trying to take over our entire city's trans community. And basically what happened is last night, or the last social we had, they came like, oh yeah, this is a group thing, and we set it up, and we'd really like it if you guys joined us. And we're like, no, we're here to talk to you about that. We don't want to join you because we're not a non-profit. We're not here to fundraise. We're here as a support group. We don't appreciate what you guys are doing, and if you want to help us, here's ways you can, but otherwise we'd like it if you guys would stop what you're doing. And basically they took pictures of a couple of our of basically the whole group meeting, but several of our members were very upset by that because a couple of them aren't out completely, and like, I'm not out completely to the whole of my family. Like, I don't care if they find out, but they don't know that. And one of our members actually did say, could you not take my picture, because I'm not consenting to it, and I don't want my picture up on your page, and I don't want to be associated with you. Could you just please not take my picture? And they took her picture anyway, and then posted it online and tagged her in it on Facebook. And she asked them very politely, please don't tag me, and like, remove the tag that you already have, and don't tag me in the future. And what happened is basically they berated her and made fun of her for hours after she made that like very simple request. And when she called them out on it, they continued to go after her. So last night it was basically like the two groups finally having it out and basically staking their claim, like, this is what's going on. We don't appreciate what you're doing. We don't like that you're stirring up drama. We don't like that you don't respect our members, especially the non-binary people in our community. We don't like that you people from Palm Springs are coming in and doing this, and pretending to be a part of the community when you're not. And we really don't appreciate how you've been treating some of our members. And it was so funny because the thing is like, I don't get out much. I'm very introverted, and I don't really leave my house that much, except I go hang out with like the few friends I have, and to go to these socials. And I don't go to a lot of them, but so the thing is a lot of these group, like this other group, doesn't know a lot about me, and so they and I guess at the last social, because I was backing up one of our members who's especially because they're all younger than me in this group. I'm surprisingly the oldest by at least 3 years. So I was basically just trying to back them up on what they were saying. And I guess because I'm very good at arguing my point, having spent my whole life growing up with a couple of lawyers and like a bunch of teachers in my family, like, you get very good at arguing. And I was in a debate club, well, not debate club, but in a debate competition that I went to the county regionals for. And I got like 3rd place, and that's the only reason why I didn't move on. But anyway, what happened is I guess they are intimidated by me. So anytime I made a post like backing up the people on Facebook, they basically just shut up and wouldn't respond to me. So I'm like, oh, hey, I can get you to stop harassing my younger members by posting? That's great. Now I have a strategy. Yeah, it's a huge thing, and it's really annoying. All right, let's see. Grumbles about dysphoria. Yeah, but it would help, then that's important. I am looking on and horrified hearing about. I feel like that's super good, and I have no idea how to find something like that, to be honest. A trans peer support group trained here's LGBT center type place. I don't think we have those. Well, they took pictures to fuck. Like, we barely have all. Oh, yeah, that's not, yeah. That I'm in New York, and that probably influences my access pretty heavily. Yeah, like, and the other thing about it is Palm Springs, because their gay community has been there for a while, like, they're a little more liberal than, the area I live in. Like, my area is, like, really conservative, and, was actually, like, the home base for the Prop 8 movement here in California, which, if you don't know what Prop 8 was, years ago, this freaking group, mostly backed by the Church of Scientology and the church, in the Mormon Church, basically put in this grassroots movement to get rid of the proposition that, or the legislation that we already had that was made gay marriage legal, and it passed, and it mostly passed because the areas down here in Southern California and Central California are so conservative. Like, if you go through the Central Valley, you'll see all these places that are really heavily in support of Trump. So, like, that, so it's, like, super conservative down here, and so the area we're in is, like, super conservative. Like, we don't have a pride parade, and like, it sucks that we have to go into LA because none of us have the money to go to the pride events around us because they're all in LA or Palm Springs or San Diego, and those cost, like, a crap ton of money to go to. Like the parades are free, sure, but I mean, you can't get resources when you go to the parades, and the pride events are all, like, locked down, and they cost like ton of money to get in and go to. Like, I think the tickets were, like, at least $50 a pop, if not more, and I'm like, there's just no way. So, you know, it's a problem, and the community we have is mostly, like, grassroots, and basically, like, therapy and support, and then you get this nonprofit coming in claiming that they're there to help our community, but then they don't actually help us, and basically instead just try to tell us how to run our own community. And a lot of it is really messed up because a lot of it is layered in this like, you know, non-binary people aren't really trans. Like, I had this whole conversation with one of the major people doing this push, because she was like, well, we would, you know, do more stuff for non-binary if you understood it, so if you would just explain it. It's like, I'm not here to educate you about, non-binary people. Like, that is not my job. Like, if you're running a nonprofit specifically for trans people, and non-binary people are trans people, then you should educate yourself. Like, it is not my job to educate you. And it certainly is not the job of these, like, younger people, you know, who are still going to school or, you know, just out of school and broke, you know, and going through all this crap. It's not their job to be the ones teaching you about it. And the thing is we have even younger groups here, like kids who are, like, 15 and 16, who identify as non-binary, and they got scared away from the last meeting, which is very upsetting for me because, like, I wish I'd had that. And, you know, it feels very, like, patronizing when they talk to you. So it's like, or at least when they talk to the other members of my group, because, like, when they try to be patronizing to me, I don't take their shit. And it doesn't go well for them, and I think they're recognizing that. Because they don't like engaging with me, I've noticed that much. Like, it's very hard to create drama with me, because I just don't put up with it. Like, I'm just so tired of it, and I just don't deal with it. Like, not in the, like, just ignore it kind of way. I'm in the, like, total opposite. I'm in the, like, shut it down early and not let it get to me kind of way. So, which I don't think they're really used to. I mean, I don't tend to, like, drag it up or create it on purpose at all, ever. Like, I try to be as zen about stuff as possible because I don't handle stress well. Like, my blood pressure goes up to very dangerous levels when I get really super stressed out, so... I don't know. So it's a bunch of drama, and you know, in even like just after that, like then today they set up an event at basically what is our hub. And so we're like, so basically you're taking over you're holding an event that's very similar to our events at a place where we hold our events. Right. That's real original. And also you guys are dicks. No, I like hugs. It's good. Thank you. Chill. Yeah, at the local coffee shop, yeah. That's us. Yeah, like... Yeah, they did say that. It was very, like... Dude, it's not our job to freaking educate you. Like, if you're in a nonprofit trying to... and saying that you abdicate for the whole trans community, then you need to abdicate for the whole trans community and actually know what the frick you're talking about. Do your own research. You know? The people you're advocating for should not have to be the ones to educate you on what your job should be. It's your job. A part of your job is doing the research and staying on top of modern trends and how things work. I mean, God, I'm sorry. Like, being bigender is not even a modern trend. Like, it was legally recognized in the 90s. Like, this is not as new as people like to claim it is. It was recognized literally in 1990. So, which is only a couple years after, you know, normal trans people got the recognition that they didn't have a mental illness and that it was a real thing. Like, it's the same thing. And I'm just like, this is stupid. Like, it is so not my job to tell you people anything about non-binary people. Like, that is not my job. That is your job specifically. Like, and I'm not gonna do your job for you. And I literally told them on Facebook, I'm like, okay, you say you're here for the community? Freaking prove it. I will believe that you are here to help the community when you do things that actually help the community. I was like, I'm not putting up with this shit. Like, I will believe you're here for the community when you actually start doing what it is you claim your nonprofit is there to do. Like, you told me your mission statement, but I haven't seen you actually do any of the things you claim your mission is in this city. I've seen you do them for Palm Springs, but we're not Palm Springs. And the most hilarious thing about it is like the county I live in is the largest county by populace in California, and I don't mean Southern California, I mean the whole state. There's more people living in my county than there is living in LA County. So it's just kind of ridiculous to me that these people are coming up here and expecting like that this small group of people that mostly are just there because they brought them in, or because they tricked them into it, or because, I don't know, they're all about this stupid drama bullcrap, that makes them the authority on the community in my area. And I'm just like, it doesn't. Like, your stupid numbers does not mean you can speak for the whole trans community of this area. I think I literally said something like, you are not the trans police. Anyway, so that's the update on the drama. It got nuts, and I had to basically put people in their place, and I'm both enjoying myself and hating the situation at the same time. Because it's good to know that I can, be of help, and also I always find it endlessly surprising when people find me intimidating. Like, because I'm so small, and I'm very friendly when you get to know me. Like, I'm act shy at first, but I'm very friendly and chatty, obviously. And so it just kind of always throws me off when people find me intimidating. I'm just like, how? Have you seen me? I is tiny. I is tiny person who is a pacifist, and I just am zen all the time. I have zero shits to give. Gives zero fucks. I don't know what any part of that is intimidating. But apparently I can be, which is interesting. I guess I get that from my mom, because my mom's tiny, and she is super intimidating when she wants to be. Like, super crazy intimidating. She scared me several times. Like, there was this time in high school where she got mad at me and then all of a sudden was not mad anymore. And I was like, wait, no. Like, you're never just not mad at me anymore. What's going on? And we were going out and she's like, let's go on a walk. And it was very much like, we are going on a walk. And we're out on the walk and I kept thinking, she's going to kill me and she's going to leave my body in those bushes. Like, yeah. Uh, Yeah, and it's I want to be there for the community because when I was going through this stuff, there wasn't really anybody there for me. And like I've had trans friends since I was 19, and like I knew what being transgender was since the time I was 13, and I've been in support of it, you know, basically most of my life. And the thing about it is like if I had had better support, I think I would have been able to like come to grips with my own identity much sooner and been much happier much earlier in my life if I had, a better support network than I did at the time when I was still when I first started, figuring out that, I wasn't, normal. Well, not normal, but, so because like when I was first coming to grips with my gender stuff, I had a trans friend who was transitioning at the same time, but she was very dismissive of my own body dysphoria experiences, and it kind of put me off of really believing that anything was going on with me. It was basically like, if I do have this, like maybe it's just normal. Maybe all women go through this, and like maybe I'm just like maybe it's just a part of my thing. And then when it was like, no, that's not a part of your thing, and I was like, oh, so I made myself miserable basically for no reason. And it still drives me crazy that I let somebody else do that to me. Like I let somebody else dictate like how I should be feeling and how this stuff works just off of her own experiences. Like it still is like I wish I never let that happen to me. And like I'm not really hurt by it. I'm just mad that I allowed that to happen and that I let somebody else dictate how I live my own life and like how my experiences affect me. Like I let somebody else determine what that meant to me instead of realizing that what I was going through was valid. So I don't know, cause like, that's difficult, man. It's heavy stuff, heavy stuff. All right, let's get back on lighter topics. Lighter topics. I mean, it's different for everybody. Like, I knew it for forever, but my friend who started transitioning, she was older than me and didn't even know what being trans was, or that trans was a thing until I told her about it. And, you know, I was the major reason that she even came out as trans in the first place. And I was the first person, like, she came out to, which made it all that much more hurtful when we had this huge falling out and we stopped being friends. But I think that's because she was just so self-centered, and she, like, had this belief, like, if you didn't agree with her 100%, then she just could not be friends with you anymore. And I'm like, well, that's stupid. Like, you can be friends with someone and not agree 100% on everything. Like, even on important issues. Like, I know me and Rob don't see completely eye to eye on politics, but, you know, it's good having him there, because then I'm not in an echo box and I get to, like, bounce ideas off of him, and we talk, and because, like, our basic morals are the same, and that's the important stuff, you know, that's the stuff that matters. So long as that's, you know, so long as we have that in common, we can talk about the other stuff and not get mad at one another, you know, or if we do get mad at one another, we can talk it out instead of throwing a fit and then deciding to cut that person out and never talk to them again. Which is what happened with that other relationship. You know, so this stuff gets kind of weird and super personal real easy. But it's crazy, guys. It's crazy. And I just want to make sure that, you know, younger people don't have to go through the same thing that I went through. That, you know, they have support, and know that there's people out there that are like them, and that there's nothing wrong with who they are, and that they can be themselves, and that's okay, you know, and that, you know, they can be happy in who they are. Because I'm there, and I'm happy that I'm there. I just wish I'd gotten there a lot sooner. Like, I really just wish I had come to those things a lot sooner, instead of taking forever like I did. And I think that really would have happened if I'd had the education and the support that I needed when I needed it, instead of what I had. So, yeah, I think it is neat to hear everybody's story, you know? I think that's the reason why I like mythology so much, and especially, like, I have these huge books on world mythology, because I'm always looking for, like, new story inspirations, and I always get it from, like, different places, and I like grabbing things from different places and then thinking about it, and, like, what if I blended that with this, and then, well, you know, how did that story come into place, and, like, how would real life events have shaped this story, and that kind of thing. Like, there's, like, some really interesting fairy tales that are like the Grimm fairy tales, but they're just, like, Russian tales instead, and, like, they're weird and interesting, and I have so much fun reading them, because it's just, like, Russians are nuts, man. They're fun, but they're nuts. And they've been that way for a very long time. Alright, so I'm almost done with the gradient on his hair. And I think once I finish, we're going to call it a day. At least for this stream. I might work a little bit more on it tonight, but I probably won't do so on a stream because this is getting a little long. A little long in the tooth. So, also, I wanted to get in a couple episodes of Lucifer tonight so I can catch up because the season premieres tonight, and I won't be able to watch it tonight because Mom hogs the TV and she doesn't like Lucifer, but I'll watch it tomorrow, so I need to catch up before tomorrow. Because I know I watched last season's finale, it's just I don't remember much about it, so it's like I want to go back and rewatch it so I remember, like, refresh my memory and see what's going on. The season finale for Rick and Morty was okay. Like, it would have been good for, like, a solo episode, but for a season finale, I was like, oh, I was kind of hoping for more. Like, it's okay. Could have had more, but okay. Like, Rick and Morty is a pretty good show, but God, the fandom sucks. I think it's the same thing as what, like, happened with South Park. Like, South Park's a really good show, but God, the fandom is just so toxic. Like, not in the entirety of the fandom either. It's just, like, a very vocal minority, I guess. Okie dokie, so I'm almost done. We're just going to do his beard, and then we're going to call it a night. His pretty goatee. I don't know what it is about, like, when I do designs for male characters, and, like, when I try to design them with beards, it always ends up being as, like, the Tony Stark goatee kind of style beard, or, like, mutton chops, but never, like, a full beard. And I'm like, I have no idea why that is. Why don't I give them full beards? I don't know. I should give at least one guy a full beard. Maybe it's because I'm, like, mad that I can't grow my own full beard. Get this stupid little patch right under my chin where my beard doesn't grow in. I'm like, fine, I guess I'll just be clean shaven forever. Alright, so we have Sweet Hope you have a good night. I'm not off yet! Alright, so we got the gradient done. He's looking good. I will go in and do the highlights later. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. We're getting there. We're almost done, you guys. We're almost done. And I swear I will do the tentacles next time. I swear the tentacles will get done. But until then, I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. It was great having you here. Please remember to check in with our YouTube page to see what videos we've got up. I'm sure we'll have some streams from Alch up there. There's some videos of us playing games together. I'm sure there'll be more of those coming up soon because hopefully I'll be able to get out to his place for his birthday. So I'll be out there for like a few days. I mean, if I don't get jury duty. And remember to come back tomorrow for another Inktober art stream because I'm doing these every day for the full month of October. Why? Because I hate myself. Remember to subscribe to our Twitch or our YouTube page because those subscriptions really count. Really do count, you guys. They help get us closer to being able to fund ourselves and just do this for a living instead of having all these side jobs and stuff. So even if you can't support us on Patreon or buy some of the stuff from our store, then please subscribe and follow us so that we can, hopefully get some more advertisers and start putting out more videos for you guys to watch and enjoy. Okay, so I hope you guys have a great night, and I will see you tomorrow. Hope you guys all have a happy, creepy October.